do sport.
Looking back now, which film was more fun for you to be a part of and why? Robin Hood Men in Tights or The Princess Bride?
Well, retro, that's a good question. I enjoyed them both immensely because they were my first big Hollywood studio films. But Princess Bride has a special place in my heart because it really was the very first movie I did in the States. And it was based on a book that I loved as a kid, The Princess Bride. And I was a big fan of Rob Reiner's and of William Goldman, who wrote the screenplay. But then when I got a call from Mel Brooks to work on Robin Hood, I couldn't be more grateful because I was such a huge fan of his work as well. So they both hold a very special place in my heart. Yeah.
I've seen only a few Mel Brooks films, but he is a comedy genius.
Yes.
And you were hilarious.
Thank you.
That has to be in my top 3. It made me laugh so hard.
It's silly, isn't it?
Yes. Which version of Andre the Giant did you meet on the set of Princess Bride? The actor, the man, or the myth?
Well, Andre was always himself. He never put on any airs or graces. He was just Andre. And he wanted to be treated like everybody else. Even though he was 7'4" and 450 pounds, he actually said he felt really comfortable on our movie set because nobody stared at him the way they do in public. And we treated him just like everybody else. And we had so much fun with him. He was such a lovely, lovely man and a generous, generous spirit. I always tell people he'd give you the shirt off his back and be enough for 5 people, but he'd still give it to you. And yeah, we had a lovely time with him. He was a very, very sweet man.
He has a very heavy French accent, right?
Yeah,
yes.
He was born in France, and he moved to, I guess, from Grenoble to Paris is where his home base was. But he also then, once he left Paris, he moved to North Carolina, where he had a horse farm, and that was his permanent home near the end of his life.
Well, watching The Princess Bride, I actually had to turn on subtitles when you were fighting Andre, because when he was talking, I was like, oh, no.
You couldn't understand it?
It was a heavy French accent.
It's a very heavy French accent.
As much as I wish Mel Brooks was still making movies today, I'm curious, what was it like to take direction from him?
Mel wanted me to shoot a bullseye with a real bow and arrow, because we didn't have CGI, we didn't have special effects. And I said, but Mel, I didn't have any training for this. I didn't know you wanted me to do it. I thought they were going to do it with CGI. He said, no, we're going to do it with you. And he said, it's only lunch in 10 minutes, so that's all we have. 10 minutes, let's get it. And I freaked out because I'd never really had any practice with a bow and arrow. And so the stunt guy came and he showed me how to do it. And I missed the first one. And Mel's like, don't worry, you'll get the next one. And I missed the second one. Then I missed the third, and Mel he shouts from behind the camera, he goes, no pressure, but everybody's hungry. And then finally, on the 5th take, I got the bullseye by chance, by complete luck. And if you look at the film, you can see the look of shock on my face because I look at the camera and I'm supposed to deliver a line to the merry men like that's how it's done. But there's a complete look of shock on my face from having hit the bullseye. So there you go. And then, and as soon as I got it, Mel yelled, "Great, that's it, lunch," like that. And that's how it went down.
Everybody wants their lunch.
Everybody wants their lunch.
I actually just found out today you'll be on my new favorite show, Stranger Things.
Okay.
Were you a fan of the show before joining? And if so, will you be able to watch the new season with you in it as a fan?
Well, that's a good question. I didn't know the show when I got cast, so I had to catch up. I watched the first and second season and caught up, and I became a fan right away. I've never binge-watched a show in my life, but that was the first one, and I couldn't stop watching it. It was so well made, and the acting was so wonderful, just wonderful. And so I became a fan, obviously, right away. And I think I would have been a fan whether they cast me in it or not. It's such a terrific show. So yes, I have to sort of temper my fandom when I'm working because I'm such I'm so in awe of the great work that they do on the show, and the kids are amazing in the show. So Yeah, it's a thrill for me.
If you could go to any fictional place from a film or TV show, where would you want to go and why would you want to go there?
Oh, it's a good question, Retro. I think I'd like to go to Florin or Gilder in The Princess Bride. I think that would be kind of fun, just to see what that's like.
It looks fun.
It looks like fun, right? Except I wouldn't want to hang out with the rodents of unusual size. I think I tried to avoid that. And maybe the screaming eels. I could do without those guys. But otherwise, I think it would be fun to check it out.
Boop. And that's it for today. Well, see you guys next time. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, like button, share with all your friends. Bye!